welcome to my channel, Surprise Comics. This is Matt coming back with another haul. Before I got started, I finished another of the coloring book comics. This is my take on the Batman 48. Again, used colored pencils. I think this one came out a little bit better than my previous Green Arrow one did, but I looked at some online on Instagram and stuff, and definitely not a professional. I won't be putting my resume in anytime soon, but it was fun to color and to just do that as I'm watching TV and stuff. So that's that. Just a quick note. I'm on Instagram now. For those of you who are on there, I'm already friends or followers or however you say it on Instagram with a few of you there. So, hit me up at surprise_comics. Give me a follow, I'll follow you back, whatever. Still kind of getting used to the concept and the process. I'm not a big social media person in general, but it's kind of cool to see everyone's pictures out there and stuff, so that's that. So we'll go ahead and move forward. I got a pretty big haul, and I have actually a whole bunch of stuff to show, but I'm breaking it down to 2 or 3 different hauls just so I don't have to do, a big long, hour-long one to get everything in. So I'll go ahead and get started. These are books I picked up about 2 weeks ago since my last haul. And then I had a pretty good haul this last week. I took a little road trip to Vegas and I got a bunch of stuff while I was there. I had some CGC stuff come back. So I have some of that stuff to show you too. So quite a bit coming up for my channel. So that's what you have to look forward to. So first I'll start out with these ones I got at a used bookstore. And I got these Adam Hughes covers for Wonder Woman. And this cover, every time I look at this cover, I think of the Batman v Superman line when Batman asks Superman, "Do you bleed? Well, you will," in that, And I'm getting excited. The movie's getting closer. But I know when it first got announced, everyone was up in arms about Ben Affleck being cast and about how he's not a very good actor and how he's horrible in Daredevil. And that seems to have cooled down. It seems like with the trailers and stuff, people have kind of accepted it or now are excited for him to play that role. I'm still not sold. Like I was on Netflix earlier today and it recommended I watch Armageddon. And I thought back about how awful that movie was and how awful Ben Affleck was in that movie. And it just makes me worry about Ben Affleck Batman once again. So hopefully it won't be bad. I picked up this comic book for $1 and I actually was able to get the entire run of the Game of the Gods. It's a 6-part story. All the covers are Adam Hughes covers. So I got the whole set of 6 for $1 each. They're not worth a whole lot, but definitely worth more than $1 each. They're all very fine near mint, probably 9.0s, 9.2s. A couple of them maybe a little higher. So they're in pretty good shape considering. But that's the whole 6-part. And we got the shocking conclusion and they have the electricity. Do they have to be that cheesy and corny? But, it's DC, that's what they do. So I also picked up Uncanny X-Men 282. I got that for $3. First appearance of Bishop. It's a cameo, even though you see him on the cover. He just shows up on one of the last 1 or 2 pages. But that's the first appearance of Bishop. He showed up in the last X-Men Days of Future Past. And I think this book had a little bit of a bump because of that. And then he shows up and I think he gets killed twice in that same movie. So it's like definitely not what people were hoping for when they heard Bishop was going to be in the new X-Men movie. So don't be too excited when you hear characters you like are going to be in movies. Also picked up this Green Lantern, co-starring Green Arrow 107. This book's significant because it's the first Tales of the Green Lantern Corps. It's a backup preview type story. And this is the first time we learned about the Green Lantern Corps with all the different people in it and stuff. They made it official. The next one of the next couple of years, the Green Lantern movie is not going to be a Hal Jordan or John Stewart. It's going to be an entire Green Lantern Corps movie. So this book is one that you may want to look into if you're into speculating on things like that. I think I was $5 or $6 for that book. I had a bunch of image books for $1 a piece, so I went ahead and grabbed some of them. I got Starve #1. I have a couple copies of this. I hear a lot of good reviews on it. It doesn't really have much value to it, but it may just be one of those slow burner ones. I actually picked up another copy of We Stand on Guard #1 for $1. I got We Stand on Guard #2 to go along with it for $1 as well. That's a great, great series. I was really bummed out after I read the first 2 or 3 issues, and then I finally found out it was just a mini series. You know, I was hoping for a ongoing with that. So hopefully, you know, it's still not, it's still possible they might do an ongoing. Also picked up Southern Bastards #10. I'm not sure if this cover, I know there was a variant cover where they did a fundraiser for the Confederate flag and stuff like that for #10. I'm not sure if this issue is key, but I picked it up for $1, you know. Descender #2. Lots of great things are on this book. Haven't had the opportunity to read it yet. I do have a variant of #1, not the regular cover. So, and I think I have another one I picked up pretty cheap earlier on. You know, Jeff Lemire, you definitely can't go wrong with his writing. So, I definitely don't doubt people who are talking that series up. I also got this one. This was $2. This is Killer Frost, or Firestorm #19. This is the first appearance of Caitlin Snow. That's Killer Frost, or Caitlin Snow, period. If you know, Caitlin Snow is the scientist lady from the Flash TV show this week on the episode coming up. They go to Earth 2 and they find her as Killer Frost. So this book, you know, is one to watch out for, potentially, with that character. Continue on with books I got from that bookstore. I picked up Detective Comics 608, the first appearance of Anarchy. And it was only $2, so I got both copies they had. These are pretty nice copies. Both of them have the same, not a spine roll, but a miswrap on the side, unfortunately. But the corners are pretty good. The spines are pretty good. So it's, you know, 8.5, 9.2 range, somewhere in there. These 80s books are always hard for me to really grade, because you know you can't really, they just don't look perfect, but it's hard to really find flaws at the same time. But you know, it's with the misaligned wrap is probably the biggest detractor on that book. They're using Anarchy in the Arrow series as one of the villains. Unfortunately, they're not really getting the Anarchy I was hoping for on that. I was hoping for a more mysterious, a younger guy as Anarchy. Someone who is a little more almost Joker-esque. You know, the best Anarchy is really, it's pretty darn close to the Joker from the Dark Knight movie, is actually what Anarchy is, or what Anarchy should be. He's more like, that character to me is more like Anarchy than he is actually like the Joker. And, you know, there's chaos and the reckless abandonment and stuff like that. At least that's how I see Anarchy. But, you know, the show, they got their take on it. And, you know, it's definitely not bad. It's just not what I was hoping for. I also picked up this Batman 826. I've heard this is a really good story. Joker story with written by Paul Dini, who is the head writer for the Batman the Animated Series. And so I was excited to finally find this one. I've been kind of keeping my eye out for it for a couple years now and never really saw it. I think I saw it once and someone wanted like $10 for it. It's not worth that much, but to get it for $1 is definitely a good deal. Also picked up Batman 533. And it's not, I don't know if it's key or not. It has a DC Universe, so I don't know if it's a reprint or anything like that. It's one I need for my run. I'm trying to complete all the Batman books, especially the ones 500 to 600 to complete my run up to current. Picked up $5.85 to fill the hole. And then I also got $5.98. Really like this cover with the shadow of Batman being the logo. Kind of the old school logo there. It's always been a cover that's kind of caught my eye. Glad I was able to pick it up for $1. And the last book I got from that little used bookstore is I got myself another copy of Outcast #1. It's in pretty nice shape, so definitely can't go wrong. The series should be starting soon on Cinemax. Won't be seeing it unless it comes on during the free preview because I don't pay for the premium channels because I'm cheap like that. But you know, I have enough trouble keeping up with all the shows I'm watching anyways without having to buy premium channels to get even more shows I can't keep up with. So that's from that place. So we'll move on to the next stack of books. It's a different little comic shop. I was able to get a nice little mini run of some of the early Batman from the New 52. I pick up these books, especially this Court of Owl storyline, whenever I get a chance. I can get them for close to cover price, maybe even more. This one, #2, I have like 2 or 3 copies of this. I was able to pick it up for $9, which is a pretty good deal, not a great deal. This one, on the other hand, I got a great deal on. I paid $4 for it. No, I take that back. It was $4, but this place always gets 20% off, so I got it for $3.20. This is the first appearance of the Court of Owls. It's a cameo appearance at the end of the book, the last page. I also got #5, and I got 2 copies of this. I'll show the one. This is the first full appearance of the Court of Owls. I picked that one up for just a few bucks. I also got #7, and this was $6, I think. And this is the first full appearance of Harper Row. This book used to go for quite a bit more because Harper Row first shows up in this book. It's almost a short enough appearance that you'd consider it a cameo. And then Batman #12, the entire story is about Harper Row. And so when 12 came out, it made 7 more popular because it was a cameo appearance. And then I guess it turns out that there's actually a foreshadow cameo, just background character that turned out to be Harper Row in Batman 1. So that's the official first appearance. So this one is kind of just a first full appearance now, which is kind of weird since it's a cameo. But it's definitely a book worth getting. That character's a Scott Snyder creation, and it should have some good potential going forward. Picked up 19 for $2. I got 20 to go along with it for the same cost. Paid $4. I got 2 different copies of Batman 21. This is one I've been telling people to look into, especially if you can get it cheap. This is the first appearance of Duke Thomas. Duke Thomas is the main character in We Are Robin, and is rumored to be the next Robin. If you've read the last couple issues of the Batman series, I think numbers 47, 46, I think. He had his own storyline in those actual Batman book written by Scott Snyder. And Scott Snyder in interviews said he's planning on including Robin even further. But he's also said that he has a dislike for the character Damian. He doesn't like writing that young of a character because he likes to write that darker Batman that we typically see, even though Damian's probably the darkest Robin that there's ever been. But he didn't want to include such a young child in his book. So if he's going to include a Robin going forward, in all likelihood, it's going to be Duke Thomas. And the last book I picked up from there for $3, I got Suicide Squad #14. This is that Death of the Family storyline crossover event. Figured it's worth getting with the Suicide Squad movie with Joker and everything. It's a cool cover. I'm a sucker for these die-cast ones I have, or die-cut, not die-cast. It'd be kind of cool to have a die-cast comic book cover, though. So that's that. The other week, this book was the hot book of the week. came out with the first print and a second print on the same day. They've already announced a third print, and that should be coming out soon. I took the chance, and I went ahead and got one of each cover. The day one when it came out, just to make sure I got it. That's the 1 in 20 variant, the 1 in 5 or 1 in 10 variant, and then the classic CGC. And I heard that Valiant's going to do this for all their new number ones, is do the CGC variant. Be ashamed to send this in to get graded. I probably will send it in just because why not? It's probably something that people want graded just because you get the double thing, and hopefully it will come back in 9.8. Rest of the books I'm going to show are all eBay purchases, I think. I was able to, when the Power Ranger comic book first came out, I kind of scoffed at it and said, man, Power Rangers, and I'm like right at that perfect age where, you know, I was born in 1980. I think Power Rangers started in like 92, 93, somewhere in that range. So I was just barely old enough that I still watched Power Rangers, but then when I went to school, I lied about it and acted like they were really lame. And then like after a year of watching it, I started believing my lies, and actually it was kind of lame. But so I kind of skipped it, but they got real hot, and I kind of regret not getting them. And then I found this online. I was able to get the entire set all signed by Kyle Higgins, who is the writer. And that's the other thing that kind of drew me to him. Kyle Higgins is one of my favorite writers right now. He did a really awesome job on the Nightwing run. And so I went ahead and got him. And this, I looked online to see if I can get a lot of all 5 on eBay. They're all going for like, you know, 50 to 80 bucks, depending on where you looked. You know, obviously the variants were just way too much. I wasn't going to spend that much on it. But then this one place had the entire set signed by Kyle Higgins, and it was $50 or best offer. So I punched in. It's called Hypno Comics. They had him do a signing there, so he signed a bunch of extra for them to sell online. And I offered 40. They accepted it immediately, like one of those automatic acceptance. So, you know, it's, I don't know if they were $4 or $5 cover prices. So I didn't pay a whole lot more than cover. I got them signed. Of course, now if I want to get them graded, I'm going to pay an arm and a leg to get the signatures verified. But if I want graded copies, he's going to be at a convention coming up this week in my town. I can pick up another. I probably can pick these up at the show pretty easily, especially if he's signing there, and get them graded and signed. But I don't know if I really want to pay all the fees and stuff for the signing. Plus, if you know, when I do CGC, I always do bulk, you know, to save on shipping. It really saves quite a bit on CGC when you send them bulk gradings. Because you know, I can get my cost down to almost under $20 a book. That includes shipping there and back, grading fees, and all that. So that's what I try to do. Some other eBay pickups. I picked up this one. I think it was like $5 plus shipping, so like 8 to 10. This is the Action Comics 775, and this book is significant because it's the first appearance of Manchester Black and the Elite. And there's a DC animated movie came out a couple years ago that is based off this Truth, Justice, and the American Way, or What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, the American Way storyline. It's called Superman and the Elite, and it's about these guys who basically are supposed to be the replacement to Superman, and the new age of superheroes are kind of like millennial superheroes, kind of, I guess would be the best way. They're kind of snarky and rude and don't really respect Superman. So I can see those guys showing up on Supergirl or any of those DC shows. Would kind of fit into that world a little bit. And it was a cool character, and I thought, why not pick it up? Picked up this one, Marvel Team Up number 95. This is the first appearance of Mockingbird. It's the first appearance of the actual, like, it's not the first appearance of the, gosh, I can't remember her name all of a sudden. The character that is Mockingbird, she's been around the comics for a long time. This is when she actually got her own code name and her own superhero identity. And so I picked up this one. This is just an awesome book. It's a really short print run on this one, or it's a really hard one to find. Batman Beyond, The Return of the Joker. This is the official comic adaptation of the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, Return of the Joker, really well made, really well done. I was never really into Batman Beyond at first, but after it was on Netflix a couple years ago, and I went ahead and gave it a watch, and it was actually a lot better than I had originally thought it was. And then this is just by far the best thing they did on that show too. So pick that one up. This next 3 comics I got from the same seller. I won one auction, really cheap. And it's this Supergirl 58. It's a cover swipe from the first appearance of Supergirl by Amanda Conner. And, I saw this cover. I thought it was a really cool looking cover. Nice little homage and everything. So I went ahead and I did a little research on it to see how much I should bid on it to make sure I didn't pay more. And the copy before me had sold for like $40, and then the one before that was like for $20. And the one before that, someone actually did a buy it now and bought it for $100. And so I figured I'd bid and try to get it for $20 or less. And it turns out I was the only person who bid on it, and I got it for $1.99 plus like $3 shipping. And then once I won that one, I looked into the person's other auctions because they offered combined shipping. So I won this one also for $1.99. Supergirl Zero. I've seen that cover in a couple other people's videos. I think Archangel had this one in one of his videos or something similar to it. And then this last book I have today in this haul is this one, The Secret Files and Origins, or JSA Secret Files and Origins #1. This is the first appearance of Kendra Saunders, who you'll know from The Flash and from Legends of Tomorrow, and Atom Smasher, who showed up in an episode of Flash earlier this season too. And it's both their first appearances. And I got that one for like $6. So I got all 3 of these comics for like $13. And they're all in really nice shape. And super excited to get that good of a deal on them. There's another one they had that I tried to get, and it just got real expensive real fast, so I missed on that. But that's my haul. Well over 20 minutes, so definitely need to stop it there. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram, leave comments and whatnot, and I hope you enjoyed the video and had a good time.